What's up, YouTube? Welcome to 3D, Dads, Do's, and Don'ts. Today's video is about a fairly controversial parenting subject, I would say. To leash or not to leash, kids' leashes, and whether or not you think that they're necessary. Thing that brought this on is yesterday my daughters and I were out school shopping, and we were in the mall and walking through the food court. There was this mom who was holding on to a string, and at the end of it was a kid, like with a harness on his chest, around his back, and had the little string coming out to, give him a good yank, I guess. And that's exactly what was happening. It was crazy because every time we would walk by, like a store, a restaurant, or one of those dudes or girls that are standing outside giving out samples, anytime we'd walk past either one of those, this little boy would make a mad 2-foot dart to try to get to it, and mom would just give him a little pull back, and he'd come back and start walking next to her again. But every time that they got a little bit further down, once they got past the Chinese place, and then they got past the Sbarro, and they got to the Chick-fil-A or whatever, and each time that they go further down, by the time they got to the little pretzel place, he was hard at it, boom, and so she was having to pull him harder back, and each time, now, this wasn't no whiplash situation, I'm not trying to suggest it was like that, but it was enough to garner some attention from quite a few people around us in the food court. So, after a minute, I guess the mom decided that she needed a break or whatever, because she literally drugged the kid from whatever little spot they were at into the sections where you can sit at, sat him down, and just sat down with him. So I don't know how the rest of the day had been, so I don't know where she was at that point. I just know that right then she was extremely frustrated, and man, the kid was probably just hungry, you know what I mean? But anyway, that got me to checking out Google, and I looked up kids. I just Googled kids on a leash. Now, after looking at a whole bunch of funny pictures, I came across an article on Parenting Magazine called Kid Leash, Lazy Parenting or Safety Necessity, I think was the name of the article. And so they gave the pros and the cons of, having, if you're in a crowded place, it's a necessity for, parents that are okay with it. And then it just seemed like the parents that weren't okay with it were just, they weren't even hearing it for a number of different reasons, even if it was just the optics of it. The parents that were against it were adamantly against it, it seemed like. So what do you think? What's your take on putting your kid on a leash? Have you done it? Do you do it? Do you have any friends or know anybody that does it? And what do you think about it? Me personally, I don't agree with it. No leash, no way. We have crowds everywhere. So if it's about crowd control, then make your kid hold your hand, or keep them within a close visible distance. We live in Las Vegas, and my daughters and I like to go down to the Strip and have lunch and check out like the aquariums at the casinos or whatever. They got a place down there called Container Park, which is really cool. I think I'm going to do a video on Container Park actually, because it's a very cool spot to hang out. But either way, we're down there all the time. We'll go catch lunch, and it's crowded. It's crowded every day. I couldn't imagine putting either one of my daughters on a leash, and I've never had even a near scare, a close call, because I pay attention to them, and I know where they're at. I know that they need to be right next to me, and so I don't really see any good reason to have a leash other than the fact that you just don't want to slip. And like I say, that might be good for some parents, but for me, I've never slipped, and I don't think that parents who are paying attention are necessarily going to slip either. So, might be controversial. Tell me what you think. I appreciate you listening. If you liked it, please subscribe and hit the little bell so you can get notifications every time that we upload a video. Our next video will be of myself and my daughters, probably doing some sort of challenge. My oldest daughter wants to do a try not to laugh whoopee cushion challenge. So, we're going to figure it out, and we'll have another video for you in the next couple of days. Thank you. God bless you, and I hope to see you again.